That's me putting my pants back on there in 3 hours and 34 minutes ago or so. They're in, yeah, that's right, my zip code where you can send your messages to me if you want to respond to this crazy story where my head knew dented what why I've inflicted this for a reason that I gotta tell you with this new intercranial disposition created by having forks in my oral Taurus field donut no longer littered with 49 seconds in 51. I'm gonna say like some poo poo doo doo, like stinky no what. The thing about the thing that surrounds us, if, like my new friend, you're not trying to be a neurology charger for what indeed, the thing about health is your mind might be the controller. Turn the key twice, turn it once, whatever. New cars, you step on the brakes, your tires aren't programmed, and now your car wants to race, and you take it to the dealer and they say, I don't know, we're not mechanics, we're technicians now, fool. If you want to have a car like brum brum and get it worked on, you got to find someone with hair that looks like it's been growing since Methuselah was the guy that was like, what would be nice if I had a car, motherfucker? Yeah, people got along so far without these things. That's basically the whole center of our let's flush it down, the whole LLC thing. The reason why the globe has colors different for the land floating what Janus is the weird son of its father. All the first planets were male, but you know what? Guess what? Maybe that's only because it's from the Who's story. His. Yeah, make it a her story or a our story or a fuck all those wig wearing what powder head probably fudge whack gotta hunna what nah. Yeah, history might be the very people that had so much money that they were like quite perverted, and they were like busy painting Hollywood sets that looked like islands where they were going to be like, let's have this be where we say all the pre-verta, what happens, and then that we may have the whole world indeed be what? Be our cesspool of Walmart pictures, kids missing in. Holy shit, this video is a little bit different for me. I mean, I guess I'm just going to go ahead and keep telling you about truths that are coming from. It's actually down below. The angles I get are angels. They come from the ground. Why? Because ground is what? Ground. Electricity, what? Our sun is warm. Where? Yes. So angels of it then would be who's the also sun's brother? Was it Judas? Judas was kind of the guy saying like, put your money away, son. We're at church, and church is you and I. What are you and are between two C's? If the H's are shh for hush as in silent, you see, church means that the C's separated, as they told us in all the language they retranslated it so many times, they keep repeating the same thing. And why? Because if you take the phi letter and you turn it around and flip it, it shows you how there's an ice wall. AI will help me show how this works, because I can't really animate that much. I don't draw good enough, and that'll help me be demonetized and such, because you're not really no longer allowed to use the AI. They gave you a tool to do what and how. We all did the same thing. We put it up so deep, what, in our butt, in our butt that, now we can't get it out, and you're stuck with it now. Ha ha, don't put it in backwards. I have a song on my last album, if I can call it that, because it has 3 views. I hesitate because, if no one's going to listen to me, I can't hate, but I just can say that I'm more or less talking to myself. I mean, I do have one dog here who's fallen asleep. He's the hound dog you hear sometimes behind me. He's my backup, my hype man. If you were to say, if I was one of those fake what got labba dabba abbots that exist in the same way, where it's like, yeah, you're not black, but you're one of those jewelry wearing guys. And you can grow a beard and like rehearse 1,000 times and then call it quote unquote freestyle because it's on YouTube one time. But you are such a short whatever thing, like bleached out so much, like I squint my eyes and you disappear like the sun in the nee night, and oh, I'll kiss you, yes I will, little dickie. And you're like not even worth throwing away. Your candy doesn't even come in a wrapper. You're like one of those Mexican things where they hand it to you on a spoon on the street. Yeah, that's that guy. Let's move on. Like, will I make fun of other rappers? No. I'm not a dummy, man. What the fuck? You think I'm stupid? I'm not gonna get knocked out by some in the backstreet alley because I was like, hey, you know what? Like, no way. You know what? I have respect for people who understand that they want to push a thing as their culture, but it's really the fault of the 1, 2, 3 and the I in the middle and then the first letter after. Yeah, them. And also like the fa and the yeah, me as an I. Those guys can push some weird shit. I once posted, I think it was maybe on Twitter, is it called X, the one that's satanic. I put on there like a joke, a comment. I was like, this protest arrest looks like the day shift was arrest in the night. And I don't even think I hit post. Like my phone folded up therein. And now that AI is out and I'm using it a little bit therein to transcribe this into all of the millions of languages, because you don't even realize this, but my rap is popular in so many galaxy universal. That's right. I'm going to say it. Like, not the studio. No, fuck them indeed. They live inside that fake wall indeed, built in the year 543. You see, the old world is the new is the old. Listen to Analog, a channel where he'll stuttery read. It's not his specialty, you see, but a lot of the information on the internet is just a nephew of some sort of like old school, like, whoa, oh no, yeah, why not? Fuck it so. Ha! When you got a hero, be careful if you meet him. Every time I've done it, I've surfed with Forrest Gump. I've got coffee with the expose of Hollywood vampire movie writing. Grew up watching come off seats in the theater. He's sort of like frightening. Yeah, he's awful frightening when he sits in the front row with the daughter of a guy that's like in the that club, the MAFI. Not gonna what? No, if Mia Servino's in front of you on the elevator and your brother is quoting things from a movie like, I'm a mushroom cloud laying, motherfucker. Yeah, your brother's shouting that, and like Quentin Tarantino and Mira Sorvino are just trying to get back to their long string of limos because they each take two. You see, their personality, their ego's so big indeed that it takes 4 18-foot car longs to get those two people back to the separate bases underground. Got a DUMB seat C17 in theater 8 UC. These people returned to, but that they didn't not forget that this strange guy had witnessed that they were in a fake roulette. What? Why would you go to the Galaxy Theater with the almost most beautiful girl that I've ever seen with my 3 eyes? Yes, that's right. Secretly, I'm Abraxas' boss. I live in the sky, and I'm a purple creature. I have tentacles in every ear that you smell my thing. That now it's too late. I've warned you thus. Oh, I don't know what that was. I'm sorry. I'll have to apologize unless maybe I could rewind this. Do you want me to? No, you know what? Fuck you. You're in the cult now, man. Let's go. Let's go. And how? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What do football fans say? You know, like someone throw me a sports ball that it may bounce right off my dumb forehead. Like it's been so many years instead that I've worried about wanting to like put my foot into a ball like dead leather. You know, I'll tell you where I'll put my foot and all. Yeah. Oh my God, that one's so funny. It makes me want to be a ow as in AU to gold tista what ick. Yeah, I'd love to be so innocent and true. Like that show made me fall in love with a special person, if you know what I mean. I watched accidentally the show Love on the Spectrum, indeed, and I accidentally found my bride, and I'm due to be on not the next season, but all of them, in fact, because I'm going to make that show into my personal orgy. You see, yes, it's all going to be whoa about me, and that's how all of our lives should be, because now this is the real Godfather, and yes, that's right, motherfucker, get out of the way. The horse head, by the way, is a mythological sort of like maybe Trojan horse, whatever, if Roman Empire was a real thing. There's no way that if a I have trouble with the horses, you know. If you listen to the other video, what I mean to say is I'm not riding no fucking horse, man. I go straight to the stars. I use a tree to be a slingshot. What you got to do is hug it, but you got to be naked. If you take a screenshot of you hugging a naked tree, and if you do that and realize that the irony is that you could just quote it and say, you know, actually he said only the tree had to be naked. Wook away, whack. Yes, you're almost as smart as me. Yeah, you think, motherfucker. Try me. I will touch your butt and smell it and laugh, and you'll be like, what's going on? Well, because then I'm going to touch your eye and then laugh again and say, now you got a sty. You don't want me to haunt you, or I will develop for you a way that you cannot look at a mirror with even two, let alone all three of your eyes. What's going on? These scare me. Yes, they scare me too. I'm not a two, I'm a three, I'm everything in between. You can think in the zero ones like your phone and all the things that you fancy, and the fancy holding you down to the ground that we mentioned is where the heat from the sun is actually making your skin even more brown. And some people hate that, yeah, but you know what? Underneath the darkest skin is the purest gold, and the purest of the oldest history, with the Tolmec statues telling us that if you have waited this far, yes, my wonderful king of the blackest man shows us that the truest Indian therein was a truest, like black as fucking night, motherfucker. And you know where he lived? He lived in Georgia. Look it up. Whoa. Yeah. Blacks seem to be like an American Indian and what, but you know, then Africa came, and then Europe and such, and that was because America had a little problem. That's where I live. Everything's red. The clay came from the birthing of Mars, from the Janus Jupiter spitting out the male. This is Noah and Ham, by the way. Oh shit, you understand? Yeah. All right, well, that is so much for you to think. If your brain's not on fire, then it must be shut off, and maybe I'll think about a sync with a channel that's ASMR so that this can be quieter. I'll just double up the same videos so that what you get is this, and the also ability to like shut people off. Because you know what? If I wanted to hypnotize you, I would just change this verse a little bit, and so that between the two, with the thing that is called the great vowel change, the thing about English is I can spell you not with understanding a spelling bee, son. The way that my voice has already done to you, I've hypnotized so that when you see in the mirror, what you don't see is you. What happens if someone throws a fork at your head and it sticks in so deep that your person Al who to itty bitty now is a king? Yes, that's right. Your brain has imploded within its limitations so that it is now an entire one. That's a it's a verse like a poem. You've created the galaxy that you are now painting your life within with your own poetry flowing, a placebo like that fork through your eye to your brain. Eyes and brains are the same thing. One's an innie, one's an outie. The placebo provided to me was by my new kin, my kinship with my etheric another. I call it GC, reversed of CG. It's actually, those letters are K's, you see, and two together is not ka unless it's the bird like a crow related. The ones that are the very smartest things that indeed will collect buttons, keys, shiny things, gold littering in the world we create is a remnant from the not above below angels who make the quaking earth that provides new ground. Islands within are found and then founded by the fake of those that will only build in a not spirituality, a sort of a skeptical field, and what exists not 90-10, but a full mind, not a mullet in, is absolutely highlit from its fore within this head of yours and more, if it provides a big light enough that your cult in a choo-choo train tunnel no longer is a long vector but a widening therein. The vessel now made with copper, maybe some tin, now encloses the absolute vibration of etheric energy, Maxwell's fourth, stuck in, now no longer hidden by the forces of the four, which represents reality. In the alphabet, it is a D. The D and the four both can be looked at as a door closed to your past. Now that's ED. You're the E, and ED is not dysfunction. We're not talking about your we're talking not in the bedroom. We're talking about the function of the very thing. Your emotion is the boat you drive betwixt. Yes, a sponsor link within that I've provide. Sometimes I need to get off track. It sounds like I'm just being stupid, and that, yes, a little humor will help what touch a party or a body, and that thus you will remember this in association with your motion control, the electricity of the meat suit body that represents the smaller horns, bull, cow, connected to the Omicron. Not yet, it's still an omega. All of our lives is a river therein. Earlier today, as my head was rang therein, I realized that the message to me sent through 174 betwixt my etheric temporary and me was that my indeed solutions to this breath of life is sinking my heart within a math, a telepathy, empathy, George Wiseman's AC-50 with me, maybe a God helmet provided by a what doc quack. His name was Person Jur, and a Shiva Shanty I have bought but I don't use. Nicholas G. Love with his book Christ is Belial, maybe a soon guest on my favorite podcast. Pollock, first name George. Geo, books on water, charged, soon to be Adams. My tongue holdeth bubbles as my throat closes in on the Veda Austin freeze shallow water experiments. Try this method of picturing your future therein. Italian and the language, Dylan Sicosio, like the god father of not technology. Yeah, not Elon Musk. I pull his pants down and put my fist into thee. That guy's just a fake, a clone robot created under the boom submarine waters going to the false island of ice. The real deal is that Santo, known as Santos Bonacci, somehow from the same MK not ultra world of the G11 Nicholas Belial Christ book writing friend of the world who releases your mind. God has got so special he doesn't even eat meat, and that's something to mind. Be careful with that path. It's very difficult if you do not understand. Have I developed the idea of D for not for reality, but in only that because the fib skips it and that? Fibonacci is 011. Wait, what? No, I redefine it. It's seed 1 5 2 3 5 8 13. Blackjack, yes. After that, 34 55, an old speed limit. I could go on, but you don't want me to. I'll go forever. The numbers have no limit. When you collapse the wave carrying your boat, it is what you do, closing the door to your past. U as a E, the D is in done. Slam that door. Your past is now one. Yes, one as in WON, not the number. It means that you're now a king. Yes, the whole thing about no kings, all sorts of ex-military pretending to protest. Indeed, now the media is going to try to boo me, but you know what? They can't because I'm timeless indeed. I am not able to be died because in a life I've not yet achieved. And achieve is the word I use now, not an onion, but to describe the real chi of life, the Xing then in a Greek letter, what comes after an E if you're a sigma chi, and then I'm not. I'm something within that. It's deeper. If you go to a private school under the earth with walls that you creep into from seat C17, that equals 11. It's in theater 8 and 8 what? 7, 8, 9, or maybe it was 6. The numbers 6 and 9 reverse or also fit if you've been disconnected through the media who teaches you that things that are filthy used to be very true. What's going on? Who is this guy? Is it a demon within? EXE'd and why? I execute everything I desire. There is no murder. If I want to end you, I do it with my mind, in which I just blink and you're gone. If I don't think of you, you're a mist, like a black cloud of not hashtag whatever. You can cross lines and I'll just blow you into my next desire, that you are just nothing but feeling my wind, my bad breath, you which it was what your will not be no, not by no one. It smells too bad. Even my breath is not like that sad little pinky finger hanging there in between your legs. You cannot on your toes lift up, because what I do is on my giant cock therein I whoa, like a rocket to fake space. Yes, that's right. I put a dent in the very mirror of our fake ceiling. The simulated blue color that you be feeling is just something that I beat the fuck up right in its non-gold plated balls. I put my fist and create a new star that'll, oh yeah, I can see what I put my eye. Yeah, also my balls and my dick. I stuff them both in this hole that allows me to view your life like a big fucking fat ex-wife that someone left behind because they were just dragging, like behind a car, just a long streak of blood now yellow from the sun UV, turning your whole life into platelets now, like chips for the buzzards that eat your dried blood off the shore of a river flowing a freeway with an unfinished off-ramp going to nowhere, and your clover eating life there's no 4 feathers or leaves therein, you wouldn't find something that's radiated to magic, the extra leaf on your Irish little ground plant having. No. You are just the simplicity, like a truck tailgate with a beer balanced on it, stuck in traffic on the freeway through Austin, Texas. You're just trying to get the drugs in your butt from Mexico past Texas up to some place like maybe Nebraska. Teen is way up there, and now you're in the Dakotas, and you've gone to Canada way too far. Those people can't even say the word about and fuck. Yeah, what the hell? It's like a mini Las Vegas. No, I mean USA, the same thing. An LLC, you see. Everything we created more. The reason Greenland's important is that the new electric boats can only go halfway across the Atlantis. I'm sorry. I did not mean to say Atlantic. Yes, that's right. Sometimes I slip things in. This is the only way to get truth past all the fake podcasts of the speculative. Yeah, I remembered it. Masons who are 90-10, not with their Masonic haircut like a mullet in your mind, but they release a little bit of the aliens are coming. Yeah, you know what? Fuck you, man. I've been hearing that since my grandfather had his thumb in his own melon, like sucking on it, because it was the 40s. 1947 is 7 and 4, 11 Janice, Ask Paul, and the Black Sheep guys. Woohoo! I'm gonna lift my back legs and buck you right in your eye. You're gonna try to see if I'm pregnant. I'm not your moo cow. Get your arm out of me, motherfucker. I'm gonna keep telling you that your mother still wishes that you were still an unbroken egg that she could have just shit and flush away. Because, yeah, that's right, once a month, she could have had the chance to not raise you for what? For motherfucking ever, because you're like 48 or 9 or 7. It doesn't matter. We knew that you smelled like cunts before you were even old enough to have a what. This video's now going to be limited to Australia, because down there they can say that word and still cheers you and wink in the eye, spill Foster's beer in that big giant can, whatever and why. If you want to have a keg, get a truck. They call it a ute. Put that shit in the back, take it to your home, drink in private like I do, yes. I crunched this can. It's still full of beer. I shouldn't have done that. Now I made a spill. I'll lick it off my table, dear, because I can do whatever I want. I transmute the poisons if I want. And what I do within me consumes something that you know, because it exists within you and your brain on the side with the door that you have closed shut. Your D isn't open. Yours for reality. Fib, skit, what? Yeah! There's no more numbers for you, and you can go back to just being a 0, 1, 1, 2. You're not even going to get to 3, 5, and 8. Forget 13. It's unlucky, because 13 is what I got in my pants. That's right. Now you know, and your wife also does. This isn't for anyone important or anyone I love or know. I have to bless the person that this morning corrected all my problems, and within that, to this unnamed man, Ka, and all the rows with no sevens. I bless you and yours. Everything you know will now be gold-plated, except for your heel. And that is the way I will put a keychain in you so that I can connect to who now I feel like will be my best friend in the next LIFE. You are welcome to join, and now I will leave you for you to find the bridge to get to this eternity better, where you will find something that will ring your head and ring it better. It might be 174, or it might be not that anymore. For now I might have changed the world so much that the only fork you need is the one in the road, that where you take a new direction indeed.